Some of y'all about to be put in some strategic positions by the Holy Spirit. There are some things that's getting ready to happen that you may think is happenstance, but it's going to put you in a position to meet and connect with some people that are very vital to your future. It just happened to me, and the Holy Spirit had me to come on here and to share this with you guys. Even before I left from my cottage, the Holy Spirit had told me to take my laptop, take my little ThinkPad and my little bag and stuff, just in case I didn't come right back. My intention was to run to 7-Eleven right quick and to come back. But when I got, no, it wasn't 7-Eleven, I went somewhere else. But my intention was to go and come back. But instead of doing that, once I left the place, I sat outside the place for a little while. And then once I left from the place, the Holy Spirit said to go to the park. I wasn't near the park that I usually go to. So I Googled a park, and so it brought me over here to Venice Beach, one of the piers or whatnot over here by Venice Beach. I parked here, and this black SUV pulled up beside me. Now, mind you guys, there's plenty of open space around me, and he just pulled in right next to me. I had my window down, and immediately when he first pulled in, like, he spoke to me. My window was cracked far enough, and his window was cracked far enough. And as he was pulling into the parking space, he spoke to me. We made eye contact, and he spoke to me. And so when he got out of his truck, he asked me to walk with him and just talk to him for a second. And it kind of struck me, but at the same time, the Holy Spirit was like, walk with him, talk to him. Because usually I would be like, no, thank you or whatnot. But the Holy Spirit told me to talk to him. So I talked to him or whatnot, and he explained the situation to me. And I'm not going to tell all his business, but he explained the situation to me. And the Holy Spirit had me to prophesy to him. And he had me to confirm some things for him that he said he already knew and that somebody else had already told him. But he said it was a palm reader in another country that had told him the same thing that I had told him. And we know that everything that is of God has a counterfeit. The Holy Spirit, and it stuck out to me that he said the guy didn't ask him if he could read his palms or tell him whatever, because I asked him, was it okay for me to prophesy to him? I asked him what was his belief. If he believed in the prophet, if he would receive the prophet or whatnot, but spiritually or whatnot. And he said yes. And so I told him what the Holy Spirit said. And as I said, he said that it was confirmation. And we talked for a little while, and he said he was just telling me some things. And he came out here for a reason. And neither one of us knew that the other was the reason that we came out here. He needed to speak to me. He needed to talk to me about some things. And the Holy Spirit had a message from me for him specifically. And like I said, I'm not going to go into all of the details, but this was a divinely orchestrated experience where the Lord knew what this man needed, and he sent me as the vessel to supply the need that this man needed. And so we exchanged phone numbers or whatnot, and we are going to keep in contact and keep connected or whatnot. But the Holy Spirit had me to come on here to tell you guys there is more of us, that things exactly like this is getting ready to happen. Things like even the Holy Spirit telling me to take my tablet and stuff. Usually I would have talked myself out of it. Now I'm just going to the store and I'm just coming right back. But this time, because I did it the other day, and I ended up going to the park, and I was like, Holy Spirit, you told me to bring my stuff, and I didn't bring it. I made sure that I listened today. And that's also another thing that kept me from going back to my cottage, because I did have my stuff with me. So when I was hearing to come here and not go back, being that I didn't have, if I hadn't had my laptop and my iPad and all this stuff with me, I'd have been like, no, I don't got my stuff, and I don't want to just be sitting, just not doing nothing. I always try to be productive. So I would have been like, no, if I'm going to sit out here, I at least want to be being productive while I'm out here. I would use that as an excuse not to come out here, is my point. Anyway, being that I listened to the Holy Spirit, And I came prepared when he told me to come find a park and led me to this one, because there was other parks that came up, you guys, obviously, but he led me to this one. And because I was prepared to meet the need. This is the message that the Holy Spirit has for so many of you. Be prepared to meet the need. When he is sending you, when one of his people is in need and he is using you to meet that need, we need to be prepared to meet the need, you guys. And that's what I was saying. And y'all, excuse me, I'm a little excited. This thing is good to me. It just really is. But what I was saying was, those little things that you hear, those little nudges that you really think ain't nothing, or that you might usually overlook or whatnot, pay attention, you guys, because it is the Holy Spirit that is strategically moving. We had a message, I preached a message a few weeks ago about this, about how the Holy Spirit is strategically moving. And I always like to use military analogies. Everything in the military is strategic. You ain't just out here all willy-nilly. There's a strategy to everything. There's rules of engagement. There's all kinds of stuff. Rank and file and all that kind of stuff. This is what the Holy Spirit is saying to you guys. Those that have an ear, let them hear. The Holy Spirit is placing you in strategic places. I cannot stress that enough, you guys. Do not overlook the little things in this season, in this hour. Do not overlook the little things. Listen and follow, and I promise you, you won't regret it. When I say I'm so glad that I was obedient and I listened and came out here, y'all, I'm so glad. I'm passing this message on. All right, I don't ramble on enough. You guys be blessed, you be encouraged, you be at peace. Yeshua loves you, and so do I. Be in place strategically. Bye, you guys.